Annie. Thank you for presenting yourself in front of the judges. Do you have any final words?
I was very nervous entering this competition. I'm very social, but I'm also a homebody sometimes, and going out into the world, I don't always look presentable. But I've also made it my personal policy to not go outside to look pretty or please other people when I need to do what I need to do. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Meanwhile, backstage.
Life's already hard enough as it is for us to be judging each other this severely. And I think what hurts the most out of this whole competition, because I guess that's what this is. I don't even know why I'm here right now, but what hurts the most is that all these people, none of them are paying my bills. It's so tragic. None of them, not a single one. Stop, no, because why is this actually kind of cute? Y'all, I have my bonnet and 2 buns right now, and it's just for the sake of the video, but now I'm over here like, y'all want to go outside with your bonnets? Maybe you just need to style them. Oh my gosh. Anyways, no, for real though. This is actually kind of cute. I'm about to take a picture. I'm back. I no joke went to go take some pictures. I'm actually gonna post on Twitter a bonnet beautification. It might actually not do well because I'm pretty small, but I would appreciate if anybody who wants to participate would just tag my name or tag this video or whatever, because let's make the situation a little more lighthearted and yeah, show me your best styled bonnet. This is my submission, okay? All right, got the 2 buns. Got my little... I would deadass go outside like this. Okay, so I'm gonna snitch on myself. I already go outside in a bonnet selectively. It depends on the environment and the situation and how I'm feeling. That said, I would wear this outside very proudly. Like sometimes when I am outside in a bonnet, I feel a little insecure. I'd be out there like just to be difficult, just to have people stare and be like, is she wearing a, but I feel really cute. Look at my shirt. This is one of my favorite shirts. Okay, anyways, back to the brand. So, the bonnet debate. This is actually my first time hearing that there was an ongoing debate. Apparently, it's been like on and off for a couple years now. I do know that there's a stigma around wearing a bonnet in public, and I do know when I was younger, I used to get scolded for wearing it. You can't be out here in Walmart with your hair done like that. And I was so confused, like genuinely as a young girl. I was like, why can I not be comfortable? Why must I look cute for people? And that's where my issue with it started, because I was like, am I doing it for other people so they feel comfortable with me? Or is there something going on internally with myself that is a massive problem for the fact that I'm wearing a bonnet in a Walmart? So the biggest point I want to make real quick, you're allowed to do whatever you want. This is all a matter of opinion, so you don't have to sit here and watch anybody's video, including mine, and be like, oh my god, that is the holy grail of advice, they're right, they're wrong, because at the end of the day, this is all opinion. And here's mine. I had to condition myself, I had to teach myself that I do not have to go outside looking pretty for other people. If I choose to go outside looking pretty for myself, then so be it. If I go outside looking pretty for an event, and obviously there are more inappropriate and appropriate places where you should be dressed up or not dressed up, then I will do so. But I had to teach myself that I was not doing what I do to go outside so other people could look at me and enjoy the view while I ran my errands. I think that is a vital thing to remember, because you leave your house for you at the end of the day. Yeah, you might be going to a function, maybe you're linking with friends, but you need to make sure you are comfortable with how you're leaving the house. You're not dressing up for other people, because who are they? I think deep down, a lot of people still care, even if it's a little bit, about what other people think about them, their image, their appearance, their behavior in society. And my view on a lot of things is, if you're not hurting anybody, it don't matter. Like, it usually does not matter. It's usually a trivial or insignificant thing that gets blown up into proportion because people need something to talk about. My general rules for this whole bonnet situation is, for me personally, not for anybody else. I cannot dictate what people do with their lives or how they present themselves to the world, because this is not a talent show, okay? I'm not gonna do my hair to go get milk and cereal. I'm just not laying my edges for that. But if you choose to do so, there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, it's about how you want to present yourself, how you feel. I get ready for myself. I feel great when I get ready. If I'm tired, I don't want to get ready. It's that simple. Some people are out here depressed. They're struggling to force themselves to take a shower. Some people are on their periods. They're tired. They might have kids. There are people out here exhausted. This world's hard, okay? Don't tell them now in order to walk out their door. They need to take whatever they have off their head and go style their hair and put on an outfit in the center. Because if we're going to the grand ball, baby, give me an invitation. Give me an invitation. That's all I'm saying. If I'm going down the street to get groceries, if I'm running errands, if I'm getting gas, whatever it is I'm doing, if it's a very mundane task, I personally am okay with wearing my bonnet. I do not wear it often. It's really one of those things, and I have a really big one too, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, listen, it depends on how I'm feeling. If it's one of those days, if I'm just running out real quick, I will go out and wear it. If I'm not, I will wear a scarf, or I have these headbands I like to wear to hide the fact that I like never lay my edges on my wigs, and I be out here. Listen, sometimes my bonnet looks better than my busted ass wigs because I'm still working the beauty thing and I'm still new to everything too, so I'm not laying my lace and doing the whole shebang. My point is, I go outside comfortable. To me, I know people are like, oh, pajamas, sleepwear. I think you're allowed to wear inside clothes outside, because at the end of the day, rules are made up. Obviously, they're the important ones, like don't murder people, don't do this, etc. But we made up rules. We designed pieces of fabric and we said, no, 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 that's for inside only. That is for the bed. That's for this. You can only wear, and of course, for certain cases like lingerie and, you know, swimsuits where you're revealing more, then yeah, of course, you got to find an appropriate environment. But for a fabric bag on your head, we have designed it, especially in the Black community, for protecting our hair, and we're like, this is an inside thing only. How dare you go outside and try to protect your hair or be comfortable too? I say you can wear inside clothes outside, because this whole inside outside thing, because we have attached a meaning to clothing. Oh no, these are the pajamas, these are for this environment. When people step outside with those clothes from the inside, it's weird. Our brain's like, no, no, no. We have implemented that those clothes are only for these environments, and therefore you should not be and that can go for anything. You're not gonna really step outside in like skiing wear, lingerie, swimsuits. You could fill in the blank, honestly, and be like, we don't go outside in this, and many, many, many things fit their category. But at the end of the day, I feel like sleepwear is that one thing that crosses that boundary, where it's just like, listen, if you go out, you go out. For me, it's a quickie. It has to be a quickie. But if I see somebody else in public, I'm not judging them for it. That's whatever they want to do. I would say if you're gonna wear your inside clothes outside, to not come right back inside with them and like lay in bed, or even if it's like, just be careful with it. Like spray it, wash it, something, you know, don't be outside in your bonnet for hours and then go lay in bed and then now you got all this stuff. But at the same time, you could say the same exact thing for your exposed hair. I used to work in warehouses, and I know when my hair was out, my hair got dirtier way faster. So I preferred wearing protective things on my head and just coming home and washing them, because it was easier and it kept my hair clean. As long as you were happy, comfortable, your hair is protected and healthy and thriving, and you're keeping things hygienic, you're being careful of the inside outside clothes and merging the two and whatever, I say do whatever you want. At the end of the day, bonnets were meant to protect Black hair, and I do want protection from the elements outside. That said, I understand there is other headgear, but sometimes I just don't go grab it. I just need to go outside real quick, do what I need to do, and come back. I do agree that it is kind of situational, and it's a matter of opinion and what that person wants to do. If you work in an office cubicle and there is like a dress code, you're probably not wearing your bonnet to work. But please remember that people work at all levels of jobs, and I used to work in warehouses, and there were plenty of men with long dreads down to their ankle, and they wore protective bonnets. I don't know if there's a more official name for the ones that hold dreads, but they wore the ones that go all the way down. Yeah, they make them that long, all the way down, to protect their hair. You know why? Because they could get scalped. Because their hair was so long and they're not about to chop it off for a job, they had to basically wear a long ass bonnet to protect their hair. So their dreads were getting caught in machinery or anything in the work environment and getting yanked out their scalp. So that's why I'm stressing the fact that this is situational and you have to be specific. One person can say you should not be wearing a bonnet to work, and the other person, maybe the person at work with the long ass dreads who needs that bonnet, is saying No, I'm gonna wear my bonnet to work. And now we're clashing heads because we're not looking at everyone's personal situation. And you can't look at everyone's personal situation. So to sit here and analyze people collectively for wearing bonnets, you don't know what anybody's going through. You don't know their work environment. You don't know their mental health, how they're feeling. You don't know if they're on their period. You don't know their energy levels, if they're exhausted. You don't know if all their headscarves were dirty and they're in the wash, so this is the last thing they had to wear. You don't know nothing about this person. At the end of the day, everyone's grown. I think a lot of people are very conscious of what we're wearing and what we choose to go outside in because we had to pick it out to put it on in the first place, to go outside. Some people are like, oh, you need to tell people if they're out here like this, you need to let them know. I don't think bonnets are one of those situations, only because if that person chose to put it on their head, they are not in a disrespectful environment like anywhere religious, a funeral, whatever it might be. They look comfortable, they seem clean, they seem happy and fine. They're just wearing a bonnet on their head, or maybe they're wearing sleepwear. I don't think it's anyone's job to walk up to that person and tell them that they violated society's dress code. It really is a situation where if you're going outside and you look dirty or you smell dirty or you have stains and stuff or whatever's going on, yeah, I hope somebody would let you know. But if you're just outside regular with a bonnet on your head, I don't really understand where the cause for concern comes in if it's not violating the environment, that person, you and your rights. I feel like it's your basic human right to go outside looking a hot fucking mess if you want to, and it's up to the people in your lives to let you know, hey, you know, I'm gonna tell you about yourself, but not to the point where they are infringing in your business if your business is not bothering anybody. For the most part, you can go outside dressed however you want. This is your avatar in life. However you choose to dress up your avatar in life is perfectly fine. You're not gonna get arrested for it unless you're like naked. I think that's the main rule out here. You're just gonna get talked about. So it really is up to the person and how they choose to dress their avatar for that day. It just bums me out a little bit too, because I feel like we're so proud of our bonnets and everything they do as far as protecting our hair, especially when we're sleeping at night. But the moment people decide to pop out with one during the day outside of their home, it's like a huge, massive, catastrophic problem. I do think it's an issue with policing Black women and their attire and dress code in society and the things we have to do to protect our natural hair, because at the end of the day, you can't really win. They're gonna get mad at our natural hair out. They're gonna get mad at the wigs. They're gonna get mad at the weaves, the frontals. They're also gonna get mad at the bonnets and the scarves. They're gonna be big mad about everything. Black kids are having issues in school because of their hair. Kids are having issues with the hair that grows out their head at school. Let's talk about that. Can we please talk about that? The bonnets are not the problem. It's not the problem, I promise you. And I think it also gets into the fact that it's a stigma. It's a stigma. When do you see bonnets? You see them portrayed in society as ghetto, as ratchet. You see them in the movies with the stereotypic Black girl who's just loud and oh, she's this and oh my God, and she's bothering everybody around her with her behavior. And because she has a bonnet on, any Black woman who wears a bonnet probably behaves in a similar way. You see them online when people are fighting. Oh my gosh, she got a bonnet on, she got her slippers on, this, then the third. Bonnets are always portrayed in a negative light when it comes to Black people. So the minute you see it, your brain associates it with, oh, this is ghetto, this is ratchet, because this is where I've seen it before in the past. But I guarantee you, if white people popped out with like their version of a bonnet or a modified thing, and some of them chose to start wearing the bonnet in public, it would probably be called fashion. You see the staple Black bonnet in the comfort of a cookout. You see it associated with unruly Black woman behavior. I really believe that because of the association, we may have convinced ourselves, and we're trying to convince the rest of Black society, especially Black women society, that they need to be eradicated. We can never be associated with those images of the cookout, of the unruly Black woman in Walmart with the bonnet on, yelling and shouting and causing a fit and whatever. But at the end of the day, it goes back to the fact that not all Black people are the same. You gotta stop generalizing. If you see one Black person with a bonnet, you cannot assume that their behavior and personality in public is identical to the next Black person you see with a bonnet on. It's a fabric bag on their head. It doesn't determine who they are as a person or how they're gonna behave. We do not put the bonnet on and all of a sudden we're like brainwashed, mind controlled, time to go be ratchet in public. If somebody chooses to wear a bonnet and act up in society, that doesn't mean the next person you see with the bonnet's gonna do that too. So instead of addressing the stigma that the staple Black bonnet is associated with like ratchet or ghetto Black behavior, and therefore it seems to be assumed that any Black person wearing a bonnet is also going to display that behavior, instead of having that talk, we're making it a matter of, oh, presentability and looking good. And I really feel like it goes back to the stigma. I understand looking presentable, But why did we deem the bonnet not presentable? What is it about the bonnet? I know it's technically sleepwear and etc. and you're covering your hair. What is the true root of why we see the bonnet and we're like, no, you need to stop wearing it outside. You cannot be out here like this. Like I said, I feel like it's the stigma. I think it's the image of the ghetto black woman out there yelling and doing whatever versus the fact that somebody's really bothered, like, oh, look at her and what she has on her head. And please mind you that there are other bonnets out there too. There's not just the black one. They're making very pretty ones these days. They have scarves and everything like that. So whatever you choose to put on your hair at the end of the day to go out, that's your business. But I think the staple black bonnet has made a very notorious name for itself, and it automatically evokes a certain imagery when you see it. I'm not gonna lie, my own ignorance, I was that way too. Ironically, I wear bonnets outside, but I would see somebody with a bonnet, especially a black woman, I would make assumptions. You have to condition yourself out of that behavior and that ignorance that is forced on you by society. I would see it and I'm like, oh, well, you know, maybe her personality is like this. I wonder what she talks like. Why? Do I know this person? Because guess what? When I'm the black girl outside with the bonnet, they're thinking the same thing about me. You have to condition yourself out of certain thinking. Really start to ask yourself, is the bonnet the problem and how presentable somebody is, or does it run deeper? I feel like when they say they're policing black women in society with a dress code, it goes down to those roots. If you choose comfort and protection over looking cute and classy, when you put the bonnet on and go outside, you as a grown person should know the consequences, the drama, the tea, the whispers, the stigma, the assumptions that come with putting that bonnet on. And you still chose to do so because you just didn't care. And there's nothing wrong with that. If I go outside in a bonnet to run my errands, most likely I'm in a small town, but still, I'm not gonna see the people I saw ever again in my life, or not anytime soon at least. I probably won't be out there for more than an hour seeing them either. So if I'm not gonna see these people or come across them frequently, if they're not significant people in my life, why am I dressing up for them? Why am I dressing up for these strangers? If I am exhausted that day, if I'm going through a depressive episode, whatever I have going on in life, if I chose not to get dressed for myself, I'm especially not choosing to get dressed for you. If I'm not going to a function, an interview, a funeral, rest in paradise, whoever it might be, if I'm not going to something where it is completely inappropriate out of respect for other people, not be dressed appropriately for the occasion, any other situation, I'm gonna wear my bonnet and mind my business. Sincerely, somebody who wears a bonnet in public happily. And I don't even wear it often, but it's the fact that we're sitting here arguing about this. I feel the same way with bra straps, people going braless in society. Y'all are so pressed about having pretty people to look at outside, having people that fit society's norms, and they're living like sheep and doing everything the way you think it's supposed to be done, that it's getting sad. It's getting sickening, honestly. People want to go outside and they don't want to see anything unsightly. Anything. They're tired of seeing the homeless on the corner. They don't want to see the black woman in the bonnet. They don't want to see anybody walking around in a bra if it's not cute or arousing. Y'all don't want to see nothing that is an eyesore. And I have one thing to say to that. Look the other way. You see it, you acknowledge it, you let it go, you keep on going with your life. What you're seeing outside does not affect you. If it is not a serious situation like crime or assault or danger or a kidnapping, that's what we should be looking out for in society. People who need actual help, people who might be in danger, y'all are looking at black women in bonnets. This world has its priorities so messed up. Like, why is this even a conversation? But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I wish people would fight the problems that actually matter instead of taking the trivial things and blowing them up, especially when it is against black women. That said, I also understand and respect the opinion that as black women, we have to fight so much harder in this society to be seen, to be respected, to be given the same opportunities. And we have to look a certain level of presentable to other people just to even touch those chances. But I'm not talking about those moments. I'm not talking about a job interview. I'm not talking about the important times. I'm saying that if you want to go out in public in a bonnet to get your gas and groceries, you do you, baby. If you choose to go other places, I'd be at the airport in mind, because if I'm gonna have a 12-hour layover, why am I styling my hair? Listen, if you want to lay your edges for the plane, there's nothing wrong with that. as your avatar in this life. You can do it. I'm trying to tell you, y'all can dress up your avatar however you want. You can do your hair however you want. This is literally a giant game of Sims. If you are so bothered, look away. If you are an establishment and you feel like the bonnet is part of sleepwear and it's unprofessional and you do not want sleepwear, ban all sleepwear. Don't be like, oh, okay, no bonnets, no this, da 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 da. Make sure it is against sleepwear and not the bonnet of the black people who wear them. And aside from that, I feel like everywhere else in the world is just like public domain, general territory. Everybody has access to it. No, and wherever you gotta go, I feel like you should be able to wear whatever you want. You're allowed to be a deviant, and sometimes it takes one person doing it to like make other people feel comfortable. I remember I was in Amsterdam one time, and usually I don't want to speak for all of Europe, so I'm just going to say in Amsterdam, I know that people dress up. I've really never seen anybody out there in pajamas. That said, one time I did see a girl walking up the street in a big, comfortable looking Superman onesie with a cape. Flattest expression on her face. She was just walking like, I gotta go do what I gotta do. Let me tell you, my heart leaped because she stood out, and I was just in awe because I was like, you go girl, you look comfortable, you look like a vibe, you look like a fun ass person, you look different from the society of sheep. I'm attracted to the people who look different, whether you're in a bonnet, whether you have different colored hair, whether you have lots of piercings, tattoos, whether your style and aesthetic is very unique. I'm attracted to the things that stick out in society. It makes me notice you, it makes me ask questions about you and your personality, and I'm like, that looks like somebody I want to know. Regular people who are dressed perfect and this, that, and the third, or just dressed regular, I'm okay, like we're probably never gonna actually chat. I like people with cute style, I like people with unique style, I like people who do whatever they want, including wearing a bonnet. I do not think you could put a right or wrong on this situation. It is purely situational, and all of it is a matter of opinion. As is this video, it's all my opinion. You don't have to like, you don't have to listen to it, you don't have to agree with it. I'm just letting you know what I think. Just hate that when articles of clothing get judged because they are accentuating someone's blackness, their femininity, or they're going against whatever you think their gender and identity is supposed to be. When the guys start wearing skirts, when the girls start dressing like men, these are pieces of clothing. Y'all are policing fabric and telling people how they can and cannot wear them. For what? For what? I feel like all fabric is unisex, and at the end of the day, what really matters is that the person who's wearing it is comfortable and happy with themselves, with the outfit, whatever's going on. If they are at peace, why are you disturbing their peace because of what they're wearing? This is not a giant talent show, and if it is, I'm gonna go ahead and have to get disqualified. There's no way I'm gonna spend the rest of my life leaving the house paranoid and stressed about what other people might think about the clothes I chose to put on just to go interact with the world. That goes for however I dress, that goes for whatever I decide to put on my head, as long as I'm not offending anybody. Literally no one's getting harmed in these situations. I'm not bothering anybody. There is no dress code in society aside from don't go outside naked. That's the one I know. So that's all I have to say about that. Yes, bonnets and sleepwear are technically inside clothes, but I also want you to remember that like rules are fake, and we decided what pieces of fabric we think should stay indoors, what pieces of fabric are for outdoors. What you choose to dress your avatar up in when you go outside should be for your comfort and happiness only. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, you're missing out on opportunities, and what about your job, and what about this? If it's appropriate for the setting you're in, you're not hurting anybody, you're not disrespecting anybody's culture, you're not doing any harm to yourself or the society around you. If you so choose to go out in a bonnet, do you, baby, do you. If you so choose to put on a scarf or whatever, do you. If you decide to lay your edges and do your hair, congratulations, do you. That's the point. We're all supposed to be doing whatever we want to do for ourselves, whatever we think is best, and it's not up for other people to say, no, this is best for you, or this collective group of people. Guys aren't supposed to wear skirts, black women can't be outside in bonnets. Some of y'all are so stressful. For what? At the end of the day, we're all grown. We understand what outfits and what clothing is appropriate or not appropriate or whatever according to society to get us the opportunities we want, to find comfort, to find peace, to relax in. We all know what clothes are meant for whatever settings and environments. We all have a pretty good understanding of what clothes are meant for this or meant for that. And so if somebody chooses to deviate and wear something outside of what we think it's meant for, leave them alone. They know what they want to do, and whatever happens, happens. That's their life. If they have a situation because they wore a bonnet outside, that's not your life, it's not your business. It doesn't affect you, it doesn't bother you, and yet here you are talking about them because they have a fabric bag on their head. But anyways, I know there's probably a lot of other points I wanted to make, but this is just a quick hop on camera, talk about it type situation because I saw that it was an ongoing conversation and I wanted to put in my 2 cents. But like I said, it's a matter of opinion and not even mine matters. You have to do what matters to you, baby, at the end of the day. So yeah, if anyone wants to start a trend with me, please, just in light of this whole bonnet situation, and style a bonnet with me, I would greatly appreciate that. That would be so fun. You could tag me. I'll put my social media links down below. I would love to see how you style your bonnets. Like, let's make light of this whole situation. Everything's so serious. Life's already hard. People are struggling. I promise you, being pressed about whatever somebody else has on their head should not be an issue right now. But anyways, that's all. If you like this video, feel free to comment down below your opinion or what you think of the whole situation. Share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.